Katrin here with European Paper Crafts in the US. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have pretty papers and new card concepts for you. So let's get started. I am always on the lookout for projects where I can use the pretty papers that I have. And I was inspired by a die. This is actually a slim card die that I bought at Christmas. And as you can see, this die has, for a slim card, the die is in the middle of the card, so you can pop up what you die cut, right? I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, I thought, well, why don't I do that with dies I have? I don't need to have a slim card die. I can just use my regular dies. So here at this card, if you want to take a look, I took my hard dies in different sizes and I cut them out this pretty paper. And then what I did is I adhered the paper to red cardstock and I used foam pads to lift up the cutout. And I thought the look is really nice. So of course I have no other embellishments on this card than the greeting with love, which was washi tape, and then a couple of extra heart stickers. But the dimension comes from the cutout. And again, I didn't use a die like this die I just showed you where you already have the cutouts. I just used individual hard dies and laid them on my card. I laid them out and then I cut them out all in one cut because there are 3 different dies. And isn't it kind of a great look? And it brings out the pretty paper because you're cutting out the same paper, you just lift it up. I think it's really nice. Then what I did is, of course, I created a matching envelope. This is not a full slim card size-wise. We have here, this one is only 7.5 by 3 3/4. So it's not a full size, but who tells you how long it has to be or how big it has to be? I like this size, it's a little smaller, so I created the envelope. And here, same thing, I just used my petal dies and lifted them out of this pretty cardstock that I'll show you in a second. Added a butterfly just like I did here. And again, a greeting, and see how it lifts out. And you can use it. It looks, I think, especially nice if you have colored cardstock, coordinating colored cardstock beneath, because it kind of you can see it through from this card. So the cardstock that I used for these cards was the Misty Rose by Prima, and that's a paper pad. That's an A4 paper pad. And it has 6 double-sided designs, 5 sheets each, so there are 30 full sheets in here, and you can see the pretty rose designs, and it's yeah, it's double-sided. Now I didn't need the double-sided for these cards because you only see the front, but you know, for other projects it's great to have them. So I have this paper pack in my shop if you are interested. But of course, you can use all kinds of different pretty papers that you have. Now, the butterflies that are on my cards here, there is one in purple and one in pink. These come from this 5-pack of different holographic butterflies. And they're in purple, silver, pink, gold, and in this beautiful blue. And what I have done here is I just picked out one, and then what I did is I adhered it to vellum. So you can adhere to vellum or parchment paper and lift them up so they get a little bit more stability. There are stickers and you will have then to just fuzzy cut around them, but it's easy because the sticker kind of gives you the guide where your scissors go. But aren't these pretty. I like those cards. They're different. And then what I did is I added, because I used these dark colored card blanks, I added a piece of cardstock in here so that I can write my message, and I used my corner punch to make pretty corners. Same with this one. But there is more. So here are my next two cards, and of course I now tried out other dies that I have. So for example, I have this umbrella die, and same concept. I lifted up the umbrella, and here I used the back side of the paper, so it is still coordinating, but it is not the same as you see here. I just used the back side. The paper, the pretty paper, is from this paper pack that I showed you a couple weeks ago. This is With Love. That's a Prima paper pack, and look at these papers. They are so gorgeous, and they are double-sided. So double-sided, of course, works well. You die cut, and then you lift out the piece that you die cut, and you can swap it around. So it just has a little bit more effect, because you see it matches, but it doesn't match exactly the cutout, if that makes sense. But this paper pack I used, it's very pretty. I did a flip through in one of my prior videos, so you can check it out, and you probably have seen it. So I'm not going to do this right now, but take a look how cute this is. And all I did is I added gold border and butterflies and greeting, and of course stickles. And here for the card blank, I used this cardstock that is blank inside and has that holographic shimmer to it. Now on this card here, same again, I used the pretty papers. I used great sticker borders that I have in my shop. I will link them below. And then I filled these cups with flowers and butterflies, and those die cuts I show them to you here in a second. And I made this into a Get Well card. Here you can see the cups are not the same as I cut out here from this paper, but I used coordinating papers from the pad, so you can see how this just all works out. Now here I used my stamps for the birthday cheer and the Get Well Soon. I finally invested in a stamp set that has the typewriter font, because I like it. And what I did is I just stamped it, and then I used my paint marker and outlined, and then just, added it to the card. And of course I made matching envelopes. So I think these cards are so much fun to make because they come out so pretty. I have a couple more. So here is another card with the die cut for the cup. And again, I just filled the cups with everything, all these little die cuts that I had, and a heart, and did the same thing. I just outlined the paper with stickers, and then you can see here I actually did put some red paper underneath, and this came from the holographic one, because I do like it when it has this. You cannot really see it, the camera doesn't pick it up, but when you have it in front of you, it shows you that there is something underneath that is still glittery. So it's really nice. And of course this is a white cardstock and my matching envelope. Then I have another one right here, and here I used my perfume bottle. This was a die that came in one of these papercraft magazines that comes with gifts, and this die was a gift in one of those paper magazines last year, and I never used it, so now I thought I will use it. And look how pretty it is. Again, the very pretty paper from the paper pack, With Love. And then And so I only used this one once because it was too big to put 2 perfume bottles on here. So instead I cut out a couple of hearts, and of course I outlined them with stickles, and again a pretty butterfly sitting here on vellum, and then another die cut to finish it off. And this card blank is again a holographic one, and inside it is white, and of course a matching envelope I made. And my last card, here you can see I had just had this strip left over, and I didn't want to have it go to waste. So what I did is I just made a regular card. So here's no die cuts other than what I had in my stash. But what I will do is I'm offering right now these bags jam-packed full of die cuts, and there are over 100 die cuts in here. And this is just if you need die cuts. I do have other die cuts in my shop, but this is just a variety pack. So if you take a look, there is just all kinds of things. So there are the pretty birdies, some are glittered, some are not, roses, and a balloon. So this is just a jam-packed pack of different die cuts, even some sentiments that you can have. I have them available. Look, pretty butterflies, little medallions. So it's really, really pretty, and it's just perfect for these type of cards. And of course I use these die cuts to fill my cups. I hope you liked my cards today and the pretty papers. Maybe you got inspired to use your own dies to make these cards. I hope so. If you liked it, please leave me a thumbs up, give me a comment. I always like to hear what you have to say, and also join me on social media. All the information is in the info box below. So that's all I have for you today. Please stay or get well, and happy crafting. I'll catch you next time. Bye.